Hello and welcome to Blockchain Gaming World Daily with me, John Jordan. So news today, we've seen a lot of funding so far this year, and today's no different. Pretty big raise actually. So OpenSea, well known as the biggest marketplace originally on Ethereum for NFTs, now it's expanding to other blockchains, but Ethereum still the vast majority of its revenue, I would imagine. Raised $100 million on our 1.5 billion valuation, so that's pretty nice for OpenSea. No, it's kind of really pleased with them. They've been working super hard, and we've been a very small team for a number of years. Alex and Devon, co-founders there, looking at an old picture of Devon. It's a very old picture actually. So funding rounds have been led by A16Z, so that's Andreas Horowitz, who've recently raised $2.2 billion into their crypto fund, so $2.2 billion specifically for crypto. They've been pretty heavy into crypto for the last couple of years anyway, but now they've raised basically a ton of money from other investors to invest just in crypto. Probably this deal was already in the works, I would imagine. A16Z were already the lead investor for OpenSea previously when they raised $23 million. In fact, earlier this year. So pretty. We can see the kind of the velocity of NFT trading reflected in what's going on with the valuation of OpenSea, because OpenSea, it's pretty much where all the trading happens. I mean, there are other marketplaces. I guess to a degree, sort of Rarible was sort of one for the art stuff, but that seemed to have kind of moved on. And particularly when you're looking at big value items, so you're looking at these big NFTs. I guess particularly we've seen some of these kind of Meebits and Bored Ape Yacht Club and those sort of other projects that are just kind of cool memey Ethereum based NFTs. All that stuff's happening on OpenSea. So let's quickly go through the Deets. The details. So Andreas Horowitz, as I said, led the $23 million raise Series A round in March. So when you're raising money, you normally go through sort of an angel raise, very small, just to get you going. Then you go through what they call a seed round to sort of kickstart you. Then you go through Series A, Series B that they are on now. So Series B basically means people know what's going on in the market. You've got market presence. You've got a product that people are using. Series B is like, right, let's get some money in. Let's get some money in there and let's grow this one now. And then Series C, if you need them, sort of continue, get bigger and bigger, obviously over time. So what's interesting is, so we said NFTs really blew up at the start of the year, and then we had this whole kind of NFTs are dead sort of meme, which those was in the space all laughed at. But actually, NFTs have never been bigger. So OpenSea, we see it did $160 million in asset sales in June. So that was basically $160 million of transactions happened on OpenSea. They get 2.5%. So can I do the maths? It's going to be 5. It's going to be like 7. It's going to be about $8 million. So basically, OpenSea has generated $8 million in revenue from just kind of having this percentage cut on this big volume. So that's pretty good for a startup to be generating $8 million. I imagine the vast majority of that is profit because they don't have many costs. They don't have many staff. And I guess now with this big kind of chunk of money and already being profitable, they can go quite aggressively for growth. One of the things they're doing is they are going to other blockchains. So at the moment, OpenSea obviously covers Ethereum and also covers the Polygon blockchain. We're starting to see a bit of NFT trading on Polygon. Tends to be not very high value items. For these marketplaces, obviously, you want to be people trading like $1 million items because you're getting your 2.5% on that. So that's sort of where they. I mean, I guess you can have a lot of tiny amounts is fine as well. But you do want some of these bigger value items going on there as well. Other blockchains that they're going to support is Flow. That's going to be pretty big. Flow is Dapper Labs blockchain. At the moment, there's no very good marketplaces on there. There are some marketplaces, but they're not very good in my experience, at least. So having that on OpenSea will be interesting. One of the big problems actually with OpenSea is when you start supporting multiple blockchains, and you start to have a UX problem. So at the moment, we all sort of log on with MetaMask to OpenSea, and that's Ethereum, or we can switch to Matic or Polygon in our MetaMask. When we start having to have other blockchains, like Flow doesn't really have a wallet block, sort of a wallet that's like MetaMask. There are some sort of other wallets, but it starts to get complicated, is what I'm saying. So it'd be interesting to see how this plays out. I think Flow, I'm pretty big on Flow. I think that's going to be quite a big blockchain for NFTs. Tezos been around for ages as a blockchain. As an NFT platform, don't really see much activity at all. Obviously those things can change. And I guess, OpenSea for its sort of model now can kind of support as many blockchains as it wants. If you're doing a marketplace, you want to make kind of the bets on the blockchains that are going to have a lot of NFT trading on them. But if you can kind of easily get as many as possible, then obviously that you're kind of earning 2.5% on every transaction. So it's sort of, unless it blows up your UX design, you can kind of see why, supporting every blockchain that's got a reasonable chance of kind of having NFT trading would sort of make sense. And $100 million definitely allows you to do that. Personally, I still think Ethereum is going to be where the majority of activity is happening. And it's also interesting that OpenSea has such a great reputation for Ethereum. It's been there since 2018. So while some of these other marketplaces may spring up on some of these other blockchains, being the OpenSea of Tezos, I don't think is going to be as valuable as being the OpenSea of Ethereum for the next 10 years. So that's the money that's being raised. I had a quick other graph. Let's quickly look at this other graph. I like graphs. Okay, so very quickly knock this one up from my spreadsheet looking at blockchain game investments. I kind of treat OpenSea as a blockchain sort of game project. I spelled blockchain. Oh, that's a bit embarrassing. Blockchain game VC raises 2021, first 7 months. So we can see this is chronological. So we can see here, a few sort of smaller raises going on here, and then we have some sort of bigger ones. So rare, $50 million. Although it's going to do a much bigger one announced soon, I think. We have the big one, Dapper Labs, so far the biggest of the year, $305 million. That's mainly for its Flow blockchain. So that's a big chunk. We have Animoca Brands, actually two from Animoca Brands. So we've got the $88.888 million and the 50 million here. That was the extended round, so 130-ish million dollars for Animoca Brands. Forte, 165, 185, I think. Still don't know what's going on with Forte. They're doing blockchain gaming middleware, but still very, very quiet. Don't know what's going on with that. Mythical Games, Blanco's Block Party developer, 75 million, big chunk there. And now we have OpenSea. So OpenSea is actually the third biggest raise. Fourth biggest if we put those two Animoca Brown ones together, we'd be up here somewhere. But $100 million is fairly a fairly large raise, and as I say, it is for a sort of a marketplace that's already fairly well established. So it'd be interesting to see what they try and build up, if they're trying to build out sort of this kind of infrastructure, if they're trying to get more social and maybe build their own sort of, I don't know, go onto mobile, or, there's lots of kind of things you can do when you have a good marketplace. But they've sort of done the hard bit, to be honest. A lot of these other kind of projects have still the hard bit to do, which is get reach and get people using them. Everyone's been using OpenSea. Everyone in the space has used OpenSea. So good that they've raised that. I think they've definitely earned that. It'd be interesting to see how they kind of deploy that in the coming months. Anyway, just to say, the blockchain gaming space, or even the blockchain gaming space, is really hot in terms of VC funding. There's a lot more coming, we know, behind the scenes. So these numbers are going to get bigger, and I'm going to need a bigger graph. I'll need to go up to beyond $300 million, I'm pretty sure, over the coming weeks and months. Anyway, thanks for watching the video. This is Blockchain Gaming World, or renamed Blockchain Gaming World. Keeping track of the industry so fast we can't even bother to spell check things anymore. Hope you enjoy the videos. Please subscribe to the channel, and see you next time.